Welcome everyone to Briar House Writes October Spooky Series. And as E.G. Marshall would say, come in. Today I am so excited to welcome back Miss Cindy Rosmus. Cindy is an acclaimed award-winning flash fiction writer. She is also the editor of Yellow Mama magazine, and she's an incredible person. Cindy, welcome back to Briar House
You.
Writes.
Thank you, Becky.
Cindy, tell us, what does Halloween and this season mean to you?
Well, I always love Halloween because it's a fun holiday. All you have to do is have fun, get scared, watch scary movies, eat lots of candy, and dress up. And for years, I always loved dressing up. But one time, and I'll never forget this, and I said after this, I'll never wear a full costume again. That's why you just see me with my Kiss shades on now, because I take them off and I'm Cindy Rosmus again. But that
Right.
night, I was Carrie. From the movie Carrie, and I was covered with it was red food coloring all over, and we used my mother's Swiss dotted curtains to make a stall, and I had this pink dress on, and you know. But anyway, so I was covered with blood, and we were at this party, and there were lots of gorgeous guys there, and nobody else was dressed up but me and my two friends. And my friends just had one had a pirate hat on, one I think had a witch's hat on. And when they saw how cute the guys were, the hat came off, this came off, and there I was covered with blood. And
Oh
I'm
no.
getting madder and madder and madder. And occasionally when somebody come over and say, I really give you credit, sitting there dressed like that. And I remember getting up and storming out and crossing the street and staring down cars, just like in the movie Carrie when she stared at them and they flipped upside down. I said, then never again. And
Oh,
Halloween is for horror stories too. And I have some to read to you tonight.
well, we can't wait. In fact, I'm going to change the view screen so it's only Cindy, everyone. Enjoy the program.
I got to take these off so I can read. First story is a flash story called The Cookie Crumbles. A gift? Nah, it's more like a curse. And different people get different type signs. Like Mrs. Hinckley, my old neighbor, used to see rain in front of her face. Yeah, rain. If you were the one, she'd see streams of water coming down so she could hardly make out your features. And real soon you'd be. Some people smell flowers, like at a funeral. Lilies, I guess. But me, I don't know anybody else who smells what I do. Years back it started, when I was a freshman in high school, the week before my brother was supposed to graduate. Vinny, who was more like a sister than a brother, always whining and depressed about stuff. This time it was graduation. It was this unusually hot, humid June night. I'd sniffed the air. Hey, Mom, I said, are you baking in this heat? We had no AC back then. Baking? Mom laughed hoarsely. You crazy? I'm doing my hair. It's Saturday night. A whoosh of hairspray, but I couldn't smell that. Cookies, I smelled. Chocolate chip or oatmeal? They smell so good, at least in my head. I checked the oven and it was cold. Oversized cookies with burnt edges, I pictured. But inside them, maggots squirmed. I gagged. Hunger had turned to nausea fast. Where would that come from? Mom, I said. Please don't go out, I thought. It's raining. Roads are slick. What? She said through a Virginia Slim. Those long, skinny cigarettes she loved more than Vinny and me. Nothing. Cancer, I feared. Tonight more than ever. What was it about this night? Why couldn't I shake this feeling? The smell of cookies was stronger now, like they'd come fresh out of that cold, dead oven. It took Mom forever to get ready. Finally, she grabbed her purse and keys. Sandy, she said, where's your brother? He'd been gone since supper. In the kitchen, he'd split up his chicken salad with the fork but hadn't taken one bite. That glazed look was in his eyes, like he saw far beyond what most kids saw. Vinny! In my mind, I saw him upstairs, eyes bulging, stretched neck bloated and purple, swinging from a homemade noose. Mom! I screamed. Maybe she saw it too. One look and she raced upstairs, dropping her purse on the way. The can of hairspray fell out, clunked down the stairs. I was frozen. She threw open Vinny's door and wailed. I sunk down to the floor, and the smell of cookies finally went away. It came back naturally when the cancer ate up Mom's liver and brain. That one lung was just a midnight snack. In college, I was caught off guard. Winter nights, most of us hit the diner for hot cocoa and pastries. But on our floor, some chicks baked for the hell of it. I smelled cookies long after our dorm burned down. And my husband was shot. I could go on. Nah, enough of this. Thanks for the coffee. Hey, next time it's on me. We could share one of those rich chocolatey croissants. No? Well, whatever they are, they smell really good. This one's called Witchy. Witchy, 1967. Back in the 60s, there was no PC shit. On Halloween, you wore what you liked. Warrior feathers, fuzzy wigs, shiny, slanty eye makeup. Nobody said shit. Same with treats. Sure, every apple risked a razor blade, razor split lip or tongue. But who ate apples when you got Hershey's, Butterfingers, and my favorite, chocolate donuts? Moist white cake covered with delicious fudgy ice. Cool it was, because it got cold out by Halloween. It's almost like eating a frozen candy bar and cake at the same time. These days, you'd get sued for giving donuts to trick-or-treaters. Scared you'd shoot them up with cyanide. But back then, who cared? The Santangelos, those bakery owners, gave out chocolate donuts every year. Sometimes the line of kids reached around the block. All day at school, we talked about those donuts. In 67, rumor was the bakery was closing. Not yet, but by New Year's or maybe Christmas. The Santangelos had to sell their big house. Or maybe somehow they'd lost it already. Lost more than that house, my mom said about the husband. On Halloween of 67, the Santangelos gave out chocolate donuts for the last time. All these years later, I still shudder thinking about it, how close I got. That night, Teresa Santangelo, the prettiest, meanest kid in 6th grade, stood outside giving out the donuts. Like her shit didn't stink. Broke or not, she had on the fanciest costume her dad could buy his only child. Cinderella or Snow White. I swear I don't remember. Behind her, the house they were losing was made up like the Munsters or the Addams families, cobwebby and even creepier, with ghoulish masks all over. Smirking, Teresa gave donuts to us poor jealous slobs, like fat Carmela Tucci, who slugged like Pop left a trail of booze wherever he went, and Bridget Boo-Hoo Dougherty, who cried a lot and whose mom took pills, and me, with divorced folks and who had the dirtiest mouth at St. Jude's. With each treat came a whispered remark. Just one, fatty pants, she told Carmela, who cried all the way up the block. Where's your fucking costume, Samantha? Teresa asked me. With my painted green face and witch's hat, I looked pretty scary. Not like that other blonde Samantha on the show Bewitched. Till that donut was in my hand, I struggled for a real nasty answer. You fucking leave it home? What came out scared even me. Shit, before you take off yours, you'll be dead. She turned as white as that ghost mask behind her. Daddy! She screamed, but by then I had leapt down the steps. Heart pounding, I caught up with Carmela and Boo-Hoo up the street. Don't cry, Boo-Hoo said. That was a switch. Usually she was the one crying. For fatty pants, she called me. Carmela was dressed like a fat baby doll, but still, Teresa shouldn't have said that. And I? You'll be dead, I'd said, like a real witch might have. Even scarier, I just knew it would happen. Not how, just that it would. Sam, when Boo-Hoo touched my arm, I jumped. We're going to head home. They still had their donuts. I didn't hear what Teresa had said to Boo-Hoo, but you'll be dead, I told Teresa. Sure, I mumbled, but they'd already left. I had to go back later to see if she was okay. Sure, I thought, nibbling my donut. She deserved to die, but not yet. We weren't even confirmed yet. She might even turn out nice someday. It got later. Only older kids were still out. The little ones trick-or-treating with their folks had gone home. I was thinking so hard I didn't realize I'd gone around in a circle. There was the Santangelo's house again, with only a few kids outside, and Teresa still handing out donuts, but from inside there was yelling, You cheating bitch! Her folks. Even from the street, I saw Teresa was crying, like she'd never heard them fight before. I crept closer. A loud smacking sound meant someone got hit, then muffled female sobs. Teresa dropped the donuts. Almost tripping over her costume, she ran inside. I started to go home, but like a gnarled witch's hand, something dragged me back. I walked the same streets, avoiding the one that was calling me till it got really late. So late, my mom must have called the cops. No kids were around anymore, and it was cold. I shivered in that thin witch's cape. From outside, the Santangelo house seemed so quiet, like they'd all gone to bed, like all slept peacefully. I crept up the steps. relieved that the screaming and sobs had stopped, till I peeked in the window of the baker turned butcher's house. And this flash story is a zombie story. I love zombie story. I love zombies. Zombies are so cool. It's called Outnumbered. It's a Halloween story, too. Rudy is back. Months after rotting away on your stoop, he walks again, searching for you. On Valentine's Day, delivery guys passed him with roses that stunk so bad Rudy gagged. But today is Halloween. Perfect, his wormy brain thinks. I'll find her. Einstein loves Halloween. Einstein, he called you because you were smart, knew lots of big words, made tough shit seem easy. Einstein, he said, looking up from the want ads. What is collaborate, you said? Means to work with others, like equals. Smiling, he took off his shades. Man, why couldn't they say it like you? All your life you loved Halloween. Trick-or-treating, candy. As a kid you wore fat costumes. Once in a long fairy princess gown some mean kid tripped you. Screaming, your mom dragged you home, your knees bleeding all the way. And you love creepy movies. Insidious, The Ring, Saw. Whoever thought Rudy could out-creep even them? How he materialized from zombie ooze is a mystery. But Halloween's the time for zombie ooze and unsolvable mysteries. He walks residential streets without feeling fallen leaves beneath him, without feeling his toes break off. Einstein, he thinks. Rudy, you think as he walks again. I miss you so much. His fancy beat-up clothes, those Blues Brothers shades. Last Halloween you had a party. Everyone but Rudy wore a costume. Who are you? One friend asked him. Jake or Elwood? Around him some trick-or-treaters wear zombie costumes, so gruesome he might have screamed in life. Walking with these teenagers, he feels almost at home, but at the same time, though, outnumbered. Maggots protruding from one teen's face make Rudy draw closer, but they're only grains of rice. His bloodshot eyes meet Rudy's. Nauseated, his cheeks puff up as he runs and pukes in the street. Asshole, his friends laugh. Next time, drink after, not before. Hey, a guy about 70 yells from the porch. Ain't you too old to be trick-or-treating? The teens hoot, but the guy's eyeing Rudy, whose ear falls off. Sweet, one kid says. Oh my God, the guy's wife screams from behind him. I'm not. Rudy's words feel clogged with dirt. Trick or treat. Einstein, he thinks, where are you? Have you seen, he says, the words of putrid mess that shoots onto that porch? The couple keels over. Teens break up around Rudy. Smaller kids run away screeching. But his heart, or what's left of it, is not putrid. It's pure and still yours if you want it. Rudy, you think, why did you disappear? Applying Halloween makeup that you cry right off. Where did you go? On his way to your block, his other ear and nose fall off. But he could never smell good anyway. Or see. Shades kept the blinding sun from searing his eyes. Now the sockets are empty, almost. Worms crawl out and feed on his rotting cheeks. Before, he'd felt outnumbered in that gang of costumed teens. Now he's alone. In the abandoned streets are plastic pumpkins, their contents spilling out. As his face is eaten, his shades topple to the ground, crunch beneath his toeless feet. In your building, the landlord banned trick-or-treating because he hates kids. Still, you're out on the stoop with a bag of candy. The same stoop Roddy turned a maggot soup on back on V-Day. After several tries, your eye makeup was perfect, thick, feline-looking, your penciled whiskers comical. On your headband are small cat ears. No kids come, but you stay outside. In the distance, someone shuffles along. Bigger than a kid, maybe a teen. Even from that far, the costume repulses you. A faceless head with maggots swarming over the body. It's getting closer. You get up, but your feet are frozen. Something keeps you from running away. Something you've been missing so bad. What's left of its tattered clothes looks familiar. Rudy, you think, but it can't be. As the thing collapses, you hurry inside. From the ground, what's left of Rudy tries calling once more, I'm, before he succumbs to the worms once again, outnumbered. And the last one, it's not a flash, but it's not super long either. It's called Shirley Templeville. What's weird is you don't remember getting here. And where are you anyway? A bar, but you're not your usual inside of a work boot dump. It's airy and bright, like the sun had just burst through after rain, but not dirty city rain. This rain smells sweet, like it came from heaven. You creep in, peering around. There's just the bartender and one customer, a chunky girl whose face you can't see. The bartender looks familiar, arms folded, leaning against the register. An older guy, maybe 55, with a rust-colored rug and frizzy gray sideburns, and the silliest grin ever. Harvey, you realize, as you race towards him, the past blasts back to you. Sweltering summer nights, sneaking drinks at the bar, his bar, in pre-casino Atlantic City. His son Artie and you feeling each other up under the damp, dark boardwalk. Kids, both of you. Harvey, if Harvey only knew. You stopped short. That was 30 years ago. How could he look the same? Wait, your back feels ice cold. Didn't Harvey, isn't he, dead? When he sees you, he smiles, his smile widens. Hi, doll, he says, just like way back. Last time you saw Harvey, he was shrunken, dwarf-like, torso devoured by cancer, so he hopped around like a frog. That silly grin ghoulish in that too big head. You were so scared he'd touch you. Before that, you loved his hugs. Now he looked monstrous. Harvey? You're too shocked to say more. He's still grinning, like none of it had happened. His illness and agonizing death, Artie's mysterious drowning, and he's behind the bar concocting exciting new drinks while you and Artie plotted your getaways. The chunky girl is hunched over, sipping what looks like fruit punch. I can't taste the liquor, she grumbles. That voice. How many times did it warn you? Ruin your fool's paradise. He used you, it said, then told those fuckers at the bar about you on the pool table. You gasped. Becky! But isn't she? A closed casket, because she had no face left. Her new slime ball had blown it off. Only her ear was recognizable with tiny hoops from top to bottom. Somehow her face is back, cheeky with that little pug nose, a missing tooth from doing too much blow. Here, she shoves her drink toward you. Tell me there's no booze in there. There's not, Harvey says. What? It's not allowed, Harvey says. There's no liquor in any of these bottles. A dirty trick, you think. Instead of slow gin or peach schnapps, there's Kool-Aid. Worse, colored water. Like on a movie set. Your favorite bartender and drinking buddy in this class act bar with no booze. A barfly's worst nightmare. Well, that sucks, Becky says. As you sink down onto the stool, it dawns on you where you really are. But with no sneering devil. It's not even hot. It's very comfortable in here with that sweet after rain smell. There's just no booze. Welcome to Shirley Templeville, Harvey winks. Like Margaritaville, but with no margaritas. Jimmy Buffett, you think foolishly. Where are you? Outside, someone's coming. When Harvey turns his back, you tell Becky, I gotta get out of here. Get a real drink somewhere. Same old Becky. When the new guest comes in, you have to look twice. It's Artie. Teenage Artie. Long blonde curls and that 70s do. Wire-frame glasses like you wore yourself back then. Cut-off jean shorts and no shirt. Even dead, you're hot for his hairless chest. Last time you saw him was under that boardwalk. The sky so black, the sea smell surrounding you. You wouldn't believe that he couldn't swim. You laughed at him. Days later, they dragged him out like a blonde, bloated fish. His glasses still down there, somewhere. Maybe a mermaid found them. These same glasses Artie's cleaning now as Harvey lectures him. The one-sided heart-to-heart like the old days. When Harvey looks your way, Artie's supposed to roll his eyes. But he doesn't. Instead, he eyes you with hate. Like it's your fault he's here getting lectured. Your fault he's dead. I am too, you want to scream. But if you start screaming, you might not stop. How'd you get here? Becky asks. But you have no clue. Then still with that asshole? Which one? Not this drowned teen who still eyes you like you're the scum of the earth, or wherever you are. He knows what happened, why you're here. You wouldn't stop laughing. You were his first and last. He wasn't sure how to please you. It was so new to him, finding the right spot on a girl. But it tickles, you said. So you'd stop laughing, he raced into the sea. Again, you see that anguished face, baby tears on 15-year-old cheeks, him scrambling to his feet before he changed his mind. He was determined to do it. You made him do it. Thanks to you, he drowned himself. You gasp. Now Artie is swollen, seaweed stuck to wet gray skin. Like when they found him, the stench of stagnant water makes you reel. Dad, he says in this waterlogged voice, give Pam a drink. No, I got this round. Becky's voice sounds strange, too. But Harvey's gone. I'll make it a double, comes from beneath the bar, then that too big face. His dwarf's leer makes you scream. You killed my son, he says, and that killed me. You scream till your horse still has no breath left. Becky's facial cavity is inches from you. Just bloody muscle, brain matter, part of one eye, and that totally pierced ear. Why'd you tell Butchie where I was? She gurgles. So you could have him? As she grips your wrist, you pee your pants. Even dead, you have pants to pee. Thanks to you. He blew her face off. Outside, the sky is darkened like a hellish storm is brewing. An act of God just for you, for the lives you ruined. Suddenly you remember. She's with this guy, you told the last stupid husband. Puerto Rican, chunky, mofongo, they call him. Lightning flashed, but nothing could stop you. Hurrying down that storm-darkened street. Sucking face at this bar scratches at city line. He didn't believe you. He loved his wife, poor guy, but you kept at him. 'Cause you wanted him. Thunder cracked. Meet me there, you said, in 10 minutes. You never made it. Lightning struck your phone. From beneath the bar comes a rotted hand clutching your drink. Blood-red punch with wormy things wriggling in it, and a cocktail cherry. Giggling, the dwarf drops in an extra cherry. 'Cause I like you. Be glad somebody does, Becky said. Thank you.
Wow. You've got quite an imagination there, Cindy Rosmus.
Thank you.
Cindy, thank you so much for taking the time to read those spooky tales with us in Briar
You, and
House
thank you
Rides.
for having me, and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everyone.
Thank you.